You look up after the rain and count them. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. 7 colors, that's what you were taught. That's what the poster on the classroom wall said. But that number is a lie, a beautiful human-made lie. A rainbow doesn't have 7 colors. It doesn't have 100. It has an infinite number of colors, blending into each other without a single seam. So where did the 7 come from, and why can't your eyes see them all? To answer that, you have to start with a single drop of falling rain. Sunlight looks white, plain, boring, colorless white. But white light is a trick. It's every color stacked on top of each other at once. In 1666, Isaac Newton, the English scientist who described gravity, proved it with a glass prism. He let a thin beam of sunlight pass through the glass, and the white split apart. Out the other side spilled a full spread of color, from red to violet. Then he did something clever. He caught that spread with a second prism. And the colors merged back into pure white light, the trick undone. So white light was never one thing. It was a crowd wearing one coat. But that raises a question. Why does the glass pull the colors apart at all? Light travels in waves, and each color is a wave of a different length. Red is a long, lazy wave. Violet is a short, tight one. When light enters glass or water, it slows down and bends. Scientists call this refraction. Here's the key. Shorter waves bend harder than longer ones. So violet swings wide, red barely turns, and the crowd is forced to separate. Now shrink that prism down to something tiny, a single raindrop. Sunlight strikes the drop and bends as it enters, just like in the glass. Inside, it hits the back of the drop and bounces, like light in a curved mirror. Then it bends a second time as it leaves, 2 bends, 1 bounce. Each of those bends separates the colors a little more. The drop is a tiny prism. But one drop makes only a whisper of color, so how do you get a whole arc? The sky after rain is full of millions of drops. Each one throws its colors at you. Every color leaves its drop at a slightly different angle. Red always comes out at about 42 degrees, violet at about 40 degrees. Only the drops sitting at exactly the right angle send their color into your eye. Red reaches you from the higher drops, violet from the lower ones. That's why red always sits on top of the bow, violet always on the bottom. Now here's the strangest part. That rainbow isn't really out there in the sky. It has no location. It's not sitting on a hill or floating over a town. A rainbow is an angle. It exists only in the geometry between the sun, the drops, and you. Move 10 steps sideways, and a whole new set of drops builds your rainbow. Which means no 2 people ever see the exact same rainbow. Yours is yours alone. And you can never reach it. Walk toward it and it retreats step for step. So back to the mystery. Where did the 7 colors come from? That was Newton again. He looked at the smooth spread and had to name it. He first counted 5 colors, then he added 2 more. He wanted 7 to match the 7 notes of a musical scale. That's why indigo is on the list. Most people can't even pick it out. The 7 colors weren't found in nature. They were chosen to fit a tidy idea. Nature drew a smooth gradient. A human drew the lines across it. So the real limit isn't the rainbow, it's you. Inside your eye sit 3 kinds of color sensors, called cones. One likes red light, one likes green, one likes blue. Every color you see is your brain mixing the signals from just those 3. So an infinite gradient gets squeezed through 3 doors. That's why you see bands, not smoothness. A mantis shrimp has 16 color sensors, 16 doors instead of 3. Whatever it sees in that arc, your 3-cone eyes will never know. And there's more hiding just past the edges. Beyond red sits infrared, beyond violet, ultraviolet. Real colors your body simply cannot detect. The bow keeps going where your eyes stop. Astronomers use those invisible colors to read stars and distant galaxies through telescopes. The rainbow is just the sliver of a much larger spectrum your eyes were allowed to see. So think back to the number on that classroom wall. You look up after the rain and count them. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. 7 was never the answer. It was just the number your eyes and a tidy mind agreed to see.